we're back again with another rant, man. Listen, I told y'all that to not let me do these because, again, I gotta watch his blood pressure, right? I ain't a young buck anymore. I'm at the ripe age of 24 years old. I gotta worry about arthritis, arrhythmia, goddamn angina, all this other shit I gotta worry about. It's why y'all don't see me do like rage compilations, everything like anymore. Like, it literally gave me heart problems. Man, with the release of Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 268, to say that my timeline has been a war zone, it's just... Bro, I have not seen the timeline this nuclear since Donald got shot. Yeah, I definitely need to edit that out. Now, originally, I was gonna include this in my chapter review, which I was gonna record on Sunday and make, but you know, I was sitting here and I was mauling. I'm like, dude, why do people hate this chapter so much? So, if you don't know, with Jujutsu Kaisen Chapter 268, we came to the official conclusion of the Shinjuku Showdown. Really, it was over last chapter with the final Black Flash that Yuji hit, but we see Sukuna actually expelled from Megumi's body, and we see some different things. We have Megumi coming back to his conscious fully. We have Gojo leaving some cute little letters for his students. All good stuff. Our character interactions, I love that, right? Love me some yapping. They're yapping this chapter. Who fucking cares? They're yapping. I do. I care that they're yapping. Can you shut the... Dude, my fucking phone. Oh my god. So imagine my surprise, because I was digging this chapter. I actually liked this chapter a lot. Dare I say, I loved this chapter, right? We have Sukuna actually trying to almost bargain with Megumi. If you read Demon Slayer, it's a very similar thing where Muzan was telling Tanjiro, hey, just give me your body, bro. Like, these people ain't shit. Hey, you want to give me your body, right? More or less what he was saying. And Sukuna is telling Megumi, he's like, hey man, you killed your sensei, you killed your sister, like you did all this stuff. You should just leave it up to me. You should just give it in my hands. You're not gonna do anything worthwhile with it. And Megumi tells him, he said, you know what, through all these different things, and no matter how desperate you sound, he says, I think I'll actually try living for somebody else for a change. And actually decides to fully kick Sukuna out of his body. Very big character moment for Megumi, right? And we see throughout the chapter, he's actually a lot more lighthearted. He's still very shy, a little more reserved, but he's actually laughing. He's kind of going along with some of these more silly antics. And people, for some fucking reason, still wanted Megumi to be depressed. This nigga literally sat in a vat of hot boiling evil for what, 2 months? Multiple times over the course of Yuji talking to him during the Shinjuku Showdown, he was like, I've had enough. I literally can't take it. I don't care anymore. I want to die. And so people all got mad that Megumi is now happy. Like, what are we talking about? He's had so much time to process this trauma already. He came out of it. Why would I want to sit here and just have 2 more chapters of Megumi being sad and to have Yuji come talk to him and have a, hey man, you shouldn't feel bad, man. It's not your fault. It's cliche. I don't want to hear it. Jujutsu Kaisen is not a very cliche story, bro. Just how predictable that would be. I'm glad Gege didn't do that. Thank Christ. One thing I will say though is that I love the scars of Sukuna's eyes on Megumi's face here. I love that. It's a really good design. I wish we weren't coming to the end of the series. That's dope. I love that. And then I got fucking people on my timeline that are mad that we never saw like Megumi's domain expansion in full. Who fucking cares? This is Jujutsu Kaisen. Y'all literally have known that this is a fast-paced series for what, 7 years? I mean, y'all should have gotten an inkling that we're not going to see every single thing a character can do when Hanami died. And she was going to bust out her domain expansion. We never saw it. We never saw Choso's domain expansion. We never saw Ryomen's. I mean, like, Kashimo didn't have one. We never saw Yuki's. We never saw what Death Perfusion could do. Like, what are we talking about, bro? This is nothing new. This is not new territory. People don't like the conclusion to Sukuna's arc. I think it's very fitting. And I even called this. Y'all can go back and y'all can even just look at some of my old videos. I literally said, there is no way Sukuna is going to end this fight without looking like some sort of like eldritch horror or monstrosity, because obviously he's the king of curses. He's not actually a curse, you dumb fucks. He is literally not a actual curse. He is a reincarnated sorcerer, right? He was not born from human emotions or anything like Mahito, no. But when he's like expelled from Megumi, he tries to get back in his body, he just looks just this gross, horrific, like just goo, right? Like Ivan Ooze from Power Rangers. And then we have this great shot of him just like on the ground, just And Yuji comes over just to look down at him. And if you remember, actually, with their conversation many chapters ago, Sukuna's like, don't look up at me, makes you look ugly or some shit like that. And Yuji's like, oh, come down here so I can look down at you. Or whatever they say, right? It's a callback. I like it. And Sukuna, as ugly as he is on the inside, because outside, he was a good looking dude. I don't care what y'all tell me. Listen, some of these Sukuna stands, like, I thought that Gojo stands were horny. Bro, the real monster the Sukuna fans, it put me to shame, you know what I mean? But like, for all intents and purposes, Sukuna was a handsome guy on the outside. If you take away the 2 other pairs of eyes and the 2 other arms and everything like that, and the fact that he was like 6'8", he's Broly size, is he not? Like Sukuna, like Heian Air Sukuna is like huge. Like if I remember, Uraume was standing next to him in the Yorozu flashback, and like they were as tall as he was sitting down. That has nothing to do with anything. I apologize. But then we have Sukuna, like obviously, like on his last legs, right? Like he's defeated at this point. And Yuji, being the kind-hearted kid that he is as much as Sukuna has done to him, as many people as he's killed, tortured, and done whatever to, he still says, "I will give you the chance to live." Yuji still chose to give him kindness, and he said, "You can live with me forever. Obviously, you're not gonna be a threat to anybody anymore, and all this. But I'm giving you a chance, legitimately. I'm gonna be the one person that will show you kindness." And Sukuna literally gave him the finger on his way out. He said, "Fuck you, kid, yourself," and died. Bro was a hater to the end. Why would anybody not want a better? Like, this is an extremely fitting end to Sukuna. What other ending could he have? Like, do you actually think? Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. You look at me. Do you actually think that Sukuna would want to live on within Yuji forever? No. He has hated this kid's guts since the first chapter of this manga. Of course he's gonna give him the bird and tell him to die, like on his way out. What? Now there's some people that are saying, oh, Sukuna might become reincarnated as a curse, and they're setting up a sequel series. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Number one, I just genuinely don't think that Gege's health is just in it for him to do another weekly manga issue. And like, as many problems as he was having, also he's still young. He wants to do another project. I mean, Tite Kubo did Burn the Witch how many years after Bleach ended? I mean, like, bro, they're itching to do some new stuff. And people are like, oh my god, it's rushed. Oh my god, it's rushed. JJK has had a fast pace on his story for years at this point. But then also when it comes to like, oh my god, Gojo told Megumi that he killed his dad and Megumi laughed. Why? That's not funny. He should be in despair. He should be sad. Who fucking cares? No. Do y'all not like understand the fact that like literally Megumi looked at Toji like a sperm donor? He didn't see him as his actual dad. He had no idea what he looked like. He knew what his mom looked like, but he had no idea like who his daddy was, basically. So why would he give a fuck when Gojo killed him? And yeah, it's gonna make sense. It's like, bro, that's morbidly funny. Like, what's there to be mad at? I'm so confused. People are like, oh my god, this is the worst ending of shonen history. Bro, y'all do this every fucking year with any shonen that ends. Y'all did this with Naruto. Y'all did this with Bleach. Y'all did this with My Hero Academia. Y'all did this with Attack on Titan. That's Attack on Titan. I'm not saying that ending is bad, but there are definitely things I don't like about it. Besides the whole Eren, I don't want her to be with anybody else. Me constant thing. I don't really care about that. It's the fact that Eren like went through all this horrific shit that he did, killing his mom, killing all these people, right? Because he figured out that he knew what was going on. He was in a loop and everything like that. It was for him to do all of that, for then it not matter in like 300 years, right? And like that tree is still there. Someone else found it. The cycle's gonna start all over again. That's the only part where I was kind of like, bro, oh my god, the revisionist shit that I'm gonna see in like 5 months when people are gonna say like, oh, JJK is the best ending in shonen history. Who fucking cares, man? I do. Listen, I'm sticking on my guns. I actually think that if Gege lands these last 3 chapters, I think it's gonna be a great ending. Also, why do people not like the My Hero Academia ending? Why are people so upset about it? Because Deku lost his abilities? Who cares? We basically saw everything that Deku was going to be able to do in his fight against Shigaraki in One For All. He did everything he could do. He had some crazy, phenomenal applications of his abilities. And the whole point of him not being the #1 hero was the fact that that system is flawed inherently. While yes, competition does breed excellence, you will get some fucking freaks like Endeavor who will do crazy shit just to get #1, and that's the whole point of it. It's a conglomerate effort. It's not a single person. It's not putting all the weight on one person. What do people not get? I think My Hero Academia had a great ending. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. Not a whole Bakugo like 2-time death fake out. I don't know what. Hirokoshi, I don't know what the fuck that was. Y'all can get on Gege for bringing Nobara back at the last time, whatever, right? But legit, Hirokoshi was so paranoid. I listen, I think that Hirokoshi legitimately was paranoid that the fan base would come after him when he didn't even let Bakugo die. His corpse wasn't even cold by the time that he was gonna get resurrected by Eggshot, right? Like even when he got stabbed in the Paranormal Liberation arc, right? Like, bro, like people thought, oh shit, he's gonna be incapacitated. Oh my god, he might be paralyzed. And then like, oh, he's just good. Like, bro, what are we Hirokoshi, what are we doing? I still think that Neji probably had the worst death in shonen history. I don't know what that was, dude. I don't know. Like, you chose, out of all the characters Kishimoto chose to kill, he chose Neji? Like, what? They could have chose, like, Shikamaru or, like, Lee or something, but, like, Neji? Like, what? Neji wasn't relevant for, like, what? Like, 10 plus arcs? Wait, Neji wasn't relevant in Shippuden ever, actually. No, he wasn't. Wow. I mean, besides the Gaara rescue arc, I mean, he just didn't really do anything. Like, I get it. It's like, oh, man, like, you know, you changed my destiny, you changed my fate, it was weird. Dude, I genuinely want to know what some people's endings for Jujutsu Kaisen, what they want it to be. Because dude... people want to just hear what they want to hear, man. They want to see the same story written the same exact way. Now, granted, there are things about Jujutsu Kaisen that I don't like. You guys know this. I talk about it all the time. There are certain things and aspects that I think Gege is weak in when it comes to his writing. But generally, I think that he knows what he wants to do. And he's even gone and saying, like, bro, like, there are things that just, like, I don't really care. Like, he's not going to have, like, Naruto 500 chapters of world building and all this different stuff. Well, world building is relatively weak in Jujutsu Kaisen. There are some concepts he doesn't explore all the way. Like, people want the merger to happen. I want the merger to happen. Because, number one, I don't want to see my favorite series go away. And I also want to see what Kenjaku was talking about. But also, like, use your brain. There is nothing that they could do with the merger that would stop them. That is like endgame. That's why we're trying to stop all this shit. Because if the merger were to happen, there's nothing they can do. They're literally gonna fight Tengen. That, like, they're fucked. There's no, we're gonna put the merger in somebody's body. There's none of that. Like, no. Like, the second that merger comes out, humanity is cooked. So that's no. Like, it's okay to leave mystery on the table. It's okay, right? Like, all the major concepts, we know Yuji's parents, we know Gojo's ideals and all this stuff. People think that, oh my god, Gojo just didn't do anything. Like, oh, as soon as he came out, he just wanted to fight Sukuna. But we've been seeing throughout Shinjuku that we've had all these flashbacks. Gojo has talked so many times. How many times has Gojo appeared in flashbacks during the Shinjuku showdown? How many times? Someone count it. Someone put in the comments below. What is it, like 9? And then we have this reveal that, hey, Gojo didn't leave a note for Yuji. He actually had a conversation with Yuji. He didn't leave a note like Nobara. He didn't leave a note like Megumi. He actually sat down and talked to Yuji, which in my head, I'm thinking that this is the last thing we are going to see in Jujutsu Kaisen because it reflects their first conversation that we see in the manga. Obviously, if you go to Jujutsu Kaisen on Crunchyroll, the first thing you're going to see is Yuji waking up and talking to Gojo. I think it's going to be very similar to that, right? That would make sense for me. That makes sense where it would leave a good bookend on the series, but there's still some stuff left on the table that I think Gege could wrap up if he wanted to. Bro, I need Gege to write a Heian era one-shot. I don't give a fuck. Like, obviously, it's not going to change who Sukuna was. Sukuna's not like a tragic character or anything like that. Like, he's evil because he wants to be. Like, because he doesn't even see himself as evil. He literally just sees himself as hungry, right? Go look at that all-consuming hunger of Sukuna video I made, man. I like that video. And you will too. Is it weird that I kind of wanted to see like a panel of Sukuna eating Jean in the womb? Is that weird? I don't know. I feel like Gege can like make it like really horrific and like really jarring. I don't know. Like, I guess it'd be a little too berserk-esque or something. I don't fucking know. Anyway, man, I don't know what all the outrage for this chapter is. I actually like this chapter a whole lot. Apparently that's a hot take. Apparently it's an unpopular opinion. People are saying JJK has the worst ending in shonen history. Who fucking cares, man? Yeah, all this crying and moaning, man. I'm over it, man. Listen, not on that speed gift of him just like closing his eyes and slowly nodding his head and just trying not to laugh. That's me right now, man. Listen, I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time. Y'all know me. If I see anything I don't like, I'm gonna say something. But yeah, man, it's Big Boy Daffy, guys. If y'all want to join the hate bandwagon, go ahead, man. Your opinion's your opinion, but I don't know. Stay blessed.